Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. Now you might have realised by now that I'm a bit of a VR fan, and for that reason I've got a bit of a vested interest in the area growing, and for that reason I would love more people to invest in it. Now this video was prompted by two recent videos posted by Mark Tilbury. The first was a video based on the best Metaverse stocks to invest in, with a thumbnail that read "Get in early," and the second was how to make millions investing in Metaverse crypto games.
People will be saying, where were you when Mark posted this video?
Now Mark is probably YouTube's favourite investor / financial advisor, and for good reason. He usually talks a lot of sense. However, in these two videos I really disagree with some of his key points. Here I'm going to lay out my case, then I'm going to give you some tips on how to use your cash for maximum impact in the Metaverse. At this point it would be customary for a brief explanation of what the Metaverse is. I'm going to assume some knowledge on your part. If you're not too sure, I've got many videos that cover it. So my gripes with those videos. First of all, that thumbnail that read "Get in early." It kind of indicates that Mark's going to give you some info that could lead you to that kind of meteoric rise you could expect from something like Bitcoin. That's the dream scenario, right? You buy into something early because you've got the foresight and you know it's going to deliver. So you buy in and then quickly that money starts to return and you make big money. That would be awesome. But here we're investing in companies, and the companies that Mark references include Disney, Meta, who were previously known as Facebook, Snapchat, Unity. These are enormous companies. You are absolutely not getting in early. If there was a chance of you investing in the Metaverse specific elements of that company, that'd be great, but that isn't the case.
Stock number 4 is Disney.
If Mark thinks that investing now in Disney is getting in early, then, well Mark, I've got an investment you should hear about. It's called The Wheel, and I hear it's really going places. I would love you to invest. So what are these bad investments? Well, no, they're companies built on a growth model. They're almost certain to return for you, but not in an early investment rapid way. For me, the reasons for investing in the Metaverse now would be because you passionately want to see it grow. Now these big companies, they don't need your pocket money to grow. They're gonna get there anyway.
Stock number 2 is Snapchat. When you think of Snapchat, you might not first connect it with the Metaverse.
Lots of the companies that were named aren't even particularly involved or focused in the Metaverse or any sort of virtual worlds in any way whatsoever yet. It's all speculation. He did reference one company that I liked the idea of backing. That was Matterport. They're a company who create 3D scans of areas so that a virtual render can be created. Now, they are already quite a high value company, but at 10 years old, at least they're relatively young, so you're close to getting in on the ground floor. By all means, feel free to invest in any of these companies. They are safe bets for a return. But for maximum impact of your funds or for fast, unexpected growth, look to companies who don't already have massive financial backing. The Metaverse won't be built just on the shoulders of a couple of big companies. It will be the coming together of many people and products. Mark's second video focused on crypto gaming, and it came with the promise, make millions in the Metaverse.
So today I want to take an unbiased look at the hottest crypto games, give you an idea of what it's all about and explain how you can use this information to make some money.
Crypto gaming is a growing trend where many games are starting to utilise the blockchain. They're using it to either sell NFTs or to involve blockchain as the basis of the economy in that game. In Mark's video, I disagreed with the reasoning for many of his choices. Lots of these games will operate in an almost pyramid style of earning, with those who get in early seeing their investment grow, but those who get in later will only be funding someone else's growth. What you want to invest in is a genuinely good game that is going to grow and grow over time. Don't invest just because a game has crypto functionality. Invest because it really excites you and you think other people will be excited by it. If you're genuinely interested in this area, then you're likely to be a step or two ahead of most investors because you have a good idea of what makes a game exciting and interesting. Mark showed us a few examples of games he would recommend investing in, and in many cases, the crypto functionality looked really strong, really interesting, but the game itself looked incredibly poor. I don't see that as a long-term option. Here is where you really need that foresight. If Fortnite had publicly traded V-Bucks back when the game launched, you'd have made a fortune investing early because the game went on to sell millions, absolutely captivated an audience. Lots of the games referenced by Mark were made by people with a big history of cryptocurrency. This doesn't necessarily sell games. Creators with a strong history of good game development does.
The team behind Decentraland are seasoned blockchain engineers, experienced venture capitalists, and Silicon Valley data analysts.
Now, in Mark's list, there were a couple of games that did excite me. Illuvium sounded interesting to me. That's an open world RPG that's built on Ethereum. Now, the game isn't out yet, but the coin is growing rapidly. A very risky investment because it's early and we don't know what the game is going to pan out like. Similarly, there was promise from a game called Star Atlas, a space exploration game that would be playable in VR and built around blockchain. So I'm not saying don't consider any of his points, just consider how is this going to pan out long term after that initial hype fades away. So I've dumped all over Mark's recommendations, but what do I actually think you should do? Well, you should look to smaller publicly traded companies that are looking to make waves. A few examples that I can pull out straight away include Servios. They're the company that brought us Creed Rise to Glory and Raw Data. They're publicly traded, they've got a proven track record of delivering good quality games, and you can invest in those today. If you want to look at newer companies with potentially more promise, then Veil VR, the esports shooter that's had lots of backing from the likes of Thrillseeker, recently invited investment and has been a very interesting proposition. The biggest tip I can give you is to try and keep your ear to the ground. Pay attention to the news in the industry, and when a company really excites you and are looking for funding or are publicly trading, then get involved. As some self-promotion, if you really want to know what's going on, then I send out the Reality Roundup each week with all the news and developments in the VR world. But anyway, I'm keen to know your thoughts. We all want to see the VR world develop into this awesome metaverse. What is the best way to help it along? Anyway, that's it from me today. Before you go, if you've enjoyed this video, then a like would be awesome. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, then a sub to the channel would be amazing. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.